all we can do is continue along the path we have chosen and conquer Wei. For the sake of the grand ambition of Master Liu Bei, and for those who have sacrificed their lives for that cause, we must claim victory and build a land of virtue and benevolence.
My lord, may I ask you a question? In preparation for the Northern Campaign, we've not only addressed all domestic concerns, but we've even made contact with Gongsun Yuan in Liaodong. I must say that our movements have been far from subtle. Wei is almost certain to realize we are up to something. Why have you elected to pursue an approach which will draw the enemy's attention?
When we took Hanzhong from Wei, we made use of the element of surprise. Since then, however, Wei has constantly had one eye on movements here in Shu. In which case, there is no point in trying to obfuscate. It is better that we make sure our preparations are perfect instead. I simply decided that it would be more effective to eliminate any potential for failure and ensure the highest possibility of success.
My lord, if you will please forgive my impertinence. You've always prepared immaculately for every undertaking, but recently it seems to me that your preparations are perhaps excessively cautious. I fear that kind of boldness you once showed when you jumped into the fray against Wu at Shibi has been lost.
The Wei commander is Sima Yi. He is the kind of man against whom no battle will go smoothly. We were able to claim victory during the invasion on 5 fronts because he did not yet have complete control over his army at the time. However, things have changed now. It is imperative that we prepare thoroughly and leave nothing to chance.
I cannot help but feel that there's something that you're not telling me. I am your wife, my lord. I can sense these things. My lord, you're not...
You are an intelligent woman, Yue Ying. I believe you understand my true intent. But I would prefer that we end this conversation here. I do not want my personal matters to affect the land in any way. Please. And that is all that I, Zhuge Liang, desired to say before advancing our campaign north.
Master Zhao Yun, forgive me. Master Zhuge Liang's words made me remember days long past. That's right. You, Father, and everyone fought together. Long before I was even aware of anything that was going on.
That's incredible! You wandered, and you fought. As a result, you were able to establish Shu.
Liu Bei! I, Liu Bei, will your dream fulfill!
I would like to thank each and every one of you. I also would like to fulfill my father's dream. However, is there no path that does not involve fighting?
But if there is an enemy, shouldn't we defeat them?
The chaos has lasted too long. Let us end it once and for all.
Let us defeat Cao Wei! Defeat Cao Wei!
I do understand how you all feel. I pray for your success in this battle.
Master Liu Bei. We are on our way. The first wave of troops led by Ma Su appears to be proceeding smoothly. It is time for us to go forward in support of them. This is a two-wave attack. It will allow us to strike with greater force and consistency and overcome the Wei army.
I bring news. Master Ma Su's unit has been surrounded by the enemy at Jiting. He is requesting assistance at once. Furthermore, the fact that the first wave has been stalled has given the enemy the advantage, and our units are struggling across the battlefield.
No, I did not anticipate that we would encounter such trouble at Jiting. I gave Ma Su detailed instructions and told his deputy, Wang Ping, to be sure to secure the key roads in and out of Jiting.
The thing is, my lord, Master Ma Su disobeyed your orders and rejected Master Wang Ping's admonishment and set up camp on our mountaintop near Jiting.
Ah, atop a mountain, one's supply lines can so easily be severed. Ma Su, did you overestimate your own ability? If we cannot protect, then the northern campaign is a failure. Our forces, though, are still fighting bravely. We must go to the aid of the first wave. We must also ensure that Sima Yi is repelled and the enemy's momentum blunted. You must rescue as many of our men as possible. I am counting on you. Ma Su and the others on the front line appear to be struggling. We need to regroup as soon as we are able. In order to do so, we need to take down Tian Shui, where Sima Yi is stationed. We must push back the Wei forces and rescue our allies. Li Yan has reported that he will not send his unit to battle because of suspicious movements he has detected in the Wu forces. I believe that this is a lie. We must ascertain the truth and force him to join our advance. You are the only one I can entrust with this mission. Will you go to Li Yan for me? But I must admit, the enemy formation is truly magnificent. I wonder who could be commanding their forces.
Normally, I would have mobilized more troops. However, our numbers are reduced due to the trouble caused by Gongsun Yuan of Liaodong.
My girl!
I didn't think you had it in you!
Yeah, I do wish to mark myself, but we must defend Hangzhou from the Wu forces. Or do you think me false, perhaps? Oh, sorry to hear you say that. I'm not lying. I swear it. Preparing to intercept them? Oh, of course! I'm ready to go! Well, I really can't explain. Actually, I've been unable to raise sufficient men. I'm not ready yet. We could march a lot sooner if there was someone to help me gather more troops. You'll help with the recruiting? My men will share the details with you.
You'll help us to recruit more men? Thank you. There are fighting men scattered across Hongzhong. Talk to all you can find.
We're marching? I'll be right there.
Okay.
What? A summons? Very well.
So, the time has finally come. I'll be right there.
Our preparations are complete. Thanks to you. Will you let Lord Leon know?
If we have enough troops, then let's begin the march.
So beautiful.
I really am something, aren't I?
For the sake of my father, and my brother as well, I must protect the future of Shu with my own hands. If I can secure those 2 key locations, it should work in our favor. I will go forth!
I do things my own way! Ah!
Constructing the plank bridge has allowed our forces to advance easily and without fatigue. This should allow them to fight more effectively.
Amazing!
The enemy is strong, but you can't just give up.
All right! Stop it already! I can't bear this any longer!
See? I have just as much a right to be here as anybody else.
Try not to forget how you achieved such success.
So, you are to be my opponent. Surely don't expect to be able to defeat me. We must stop the enemy here! Even at the cost of our lives!
Time to finish him off!
We must stop the enemy here! Even at the cost of our lives! We must stop the enemy here! Even at the cost of our lives! We must stop the enemy here!
Things my own way!
Even at the cost of our lives! We must stop the enemy here! Even at the cost of our lives!
The enemy is strong, but we can't just give up.
Dangerous foe!
Getting interesting!
We must proceed with caution. We must stop the enemy here! Even at the cost of our lives! Cost of our lives!
Time to finish him off!
The enemy is strong, but we can't just give up.
We must stop the enemy here! Even at the cost of our lives!
We must defend this position, no matter what it costs!
Cost of our lives!
lives!
We must defend this position, no matter what it costs!
I do things my own way!
We must stop the enemy here! Even at the cost of our lives! We must stop the enemy here! Even at the cost of our lives! Dangerous foe. We must proceed with caution. We must stop the enemy here! Even at the cost of our lives!
We must defend this position, no matter what it costs!
Hold on. Are things going badly?
The enemy is very well trained.
We will lose a key outpost, but I have no choice. I have to retreat.
We must stop the enemy here! Even at the cost of our lives!
Isn't this great?
Chensang is the key stronghold of this battle. For my lord, I will claim it.
Song up! Face my defensive steel!
We can do this!
It doesn't matter how formidable your citadel may be. I have just the thing to break it down.
This is getting interesting!
If we can get inside the castle, our superior numbers will give us the advantage. We will use siege ramps to scale the walls.
The enemy is using siege towers, in which case, form archers on the wall!
Our target must be the commander of the archer unit. If we take him out, the unit will lose direction.
We cannot afford to lose this position! I shall personally see to its defense!
Our task is to attack that area. Let us not waste any time.
Beautiful, yet resilient. I can't think of a more fitting person to call a true warrior of the Three Kingdoms.
I didn't think you had it in you!
Our task is to attack that area. Let us not waste any time.
We shall defend this position. Do not allow a single enemy through.
The enemy is strong, but we can't just give up.
This should allow us to attack both from without and within.
They couldn't respond to the siege towers. We allowed them inside so easily.
The next step is to open up a path. We will use battering rams to break down the gates.
Finish him off!
These rams, nice big targets. Let's crush them with rocks.
We must divert the enemy's attention from the battering rams. If we defeat enough enemies elsewhere, that ought to serve the purpose.
Time to finish him off!
Float about this battlefield like a beautiful butterfly, elegant and fleeting, unable to be caught.
All we can do is retreat. Fall of Chen Sung puts all away in danger.
Chen Sang is ours. This should turn the tide of the battle.
Isn't this great?
Try not to forget how you achieved such success.
I didn't think you had it in you!
See that you are quite fierce in battle. However, note that I am not one to back down from any challenge.
Time to finish him
Fight
off!
the enemy! I'm excited!
Let's go! This area will soon be under our control.
Attack that position! I capture!
My might was insufficient to overcome you. It seems I still have far to travel along the path of the warrior.
See? I have just as much a right to be here as anybody else. Isn't this great?
My girl!
Report. We know who leads the forces. It's Jian Wei.
Jian Wei. He would make an invaluable addition to our army. Send out the order that he has to be captured. After that, I hope that he will be amenable to our request to defect.
Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
I attack that position! I capture!
We cannot afford to lose this position! I shall personally see to its defense!
We are to capture that position, no matter what happens.
Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
There's no point in fighting on any longer.
I do things my own way.
Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
Time to finish him off.
Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march! Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march! Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
This battlefield like a beautiful butterfly, elegant and fleeting, unable to be caught by anyone.
We cannot afford to lose this position. I shall personally see to its defense.
That didn't work out. Jiang Wei's formation was totally worthless.
That base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march! Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
Hold on. Are things going badly?
Enemy strong. I crush.
Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
I do things my own way.
There is no need
fighting on. It displeases.
Good.
All right. I need everyone to defend this area.
Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
This is getting interesting!
I heard about this battlefield like a beautiful butterfly, elegant and fleeting, unable to be caught by any.
Finished. Oh no, Shu is so powerful.
Attack that position! I capture!
Time to finish him off!
Will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march! Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
Defensive positions!
I do things my own way!
Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly! All units march!
I guess I have to retreat. But this isn't a good sign for the future.
Capturing that base will...
We have been isolated, with no hope of rescue.
Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
Beautiful butterfly, elegant and fleeting, unable to be caught by any.
Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
This place is mine, all right?
to its defense! Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly! All units march! Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly! All units march!
You will not get past me so easily. The Shu forces will never breach our defenses.
I do things my own way.
Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly! All units march!
It is a singular disgrace to be captured by the enemy. What's the matter? Why have you not executed me yet? Surely you can't expect me to betray Wei? But you must guarantee the lives of my men. If you do that, I will acquiesce to your request.
See? I have just as much a right to be here as anybody else. Isn't this great?
You float about this battlefield.
Lord Zhuge Liang! Master Jian Wei has engaged the Wei forces in combat.
Jian Wei has joined us. That is exactly as I planned it. But it is still wonderful news to hear.
If I do not capture Tian Shui, my men will be in danger. Call me a traitor, but I must do this.
What? Jiang Wei is moved to attack? How dare he betray us? The Shu forces must be tired after such a long journey. Let us give them the gift of eternal slumber.
Begin marching toward our target. I do not want anybody to fall behind. Begin marching toward our target. I do not want anybody to fall behind.
I do things my own way.
You believe you can beat me? Your stupidity amuses me.
Time to finish him off.
Float about this battlefield like a beautiful butterfly, elegant and fleeting, unable to be caught by any.
Begin marching toward our target. I do not want anybody to fall behind.
How could my vast intellect have failed me? Curse you, Zhuge Liang!
Sima Yi has withdrawn. It appears we have managed to avoid total catastrophe. However, injuries are still significant. Continuing the northern campaign in this state would be foolish in the extreme. Thanks to the efforts of all of you, we have managed to repel Sima Yi and stifle Wei's momentum. However, we have also sustained significant damage. It will be impossible to proceed any further. We will retreat to Chengdu. I will consider how best to deal with Ma Su.
My lord, I have brought with me an enemy officer who has surrendered to us.
You must be the man, Jian Wei. You exhibited a remarkable understanding of strategy. The placement of your men was flawless.
Your praise means nothing to me. The disgrace of surrendering to the enemy has stained my honor forever. It is your right to do with me as you wish.
Yes, and I will decide what that is to be once we return to Chengdu. But I can promise you that you will be treated fairly. In fact, I have a proposition that I would like to make to you. I will come right to the point. Jian Wei, I would like you to help me devise my strategies going forward.
You want me to act as your lieutenant? I fought against you not long ago, and have only just surrendered to the Shu forces. It is not appropriate for me to accept such an important role.
I do not wish to discriminate based on years of service. I am asking you to help me because I believe you are a man of rare intellect.
It is a singular honor to receive such praise from a man revered as the Sleeping Dragon and praised as the greatest mind of our age. But are you not concerned that I might betray you and return to Wei?
As long as I still have a brush and some ink, I could make sure that such aspersions are cast upon you as to make it impossible for you to work with Wei again. But I do not want to do any such thing. It is my desire that you will give your heart and soul to the cause of Shu. Will you work with me to create a land of virtue?
I have been moved by your passion and noble ambition. From today on, I will commit my every waking hour to the creation of the land of virtue of which you speak. I will devote myself to your cause, Master Zhuge Liang, Prime Minister, if I may call you that.
I am most grateful to you. Despite our most diligent preparations, our previous northern campaign ended in failure. A second such failure will make our land of benevolence an even more distant dream. This time, I propose that we combine our efforts with Wu in order to ensure that the northern campaign is successful.
While we do have an alliance in place with Wu, our relationship with them is not as it once was. I'm not sure they will be willing to do exactly as we ask.
They would most certainly be unwilling if the only benefit were to accrue to us. But on this occasion, the northern campaign will be beneficial for both kingdoms. I am confident that I can convince them to cooperate.
Very well. If you say so, I am sure you can make it happen. But Zhuge, I want you to make me one promise. I am grateful that you are thinking of the good of the kingdom, but I also want you to think a little more of yourself. I am unable to help you myself, but you have Zheng Wei, Jing Sai, and the others. You must allow them to share the burden.
Lord Liu-chan, I am not worthy of such words.
So beautiful.
I didn't think...
My girl!
I didn't think you had it in you!
We have received a report from the front lines, Prime Minister. The Wei forces are said to be resisting stubbornly, and our men are struggling to make any headway. The battle has degenerated into something of a stalemate. This deadlock looks set to continue for the time being.
Sima Yi is a man of rare talent. He has seen my true intentions, and has engaged us in a long-term battle.
Your true intentions, my lord? What might those be?
We are away from home, Jianwei. We cannot afford for the battle to drag on. I will go to the front lines myself. It is the only way to resolve this situation.
My lord, you must not take such a risk. Please leave this to us. If anything were to happen to you...
Jiangwei, you are well aware that we are facing a powerful foe. They cannot be overcome by me sitting in safety and giving orders. Master Liu Bei and Master Guan Yu both fought bravely to the last on the front lines. I must follow the example they set.
Prime Minister, I understand.
Come, we must be off. We must bring victory to Shu. For the sake of Master Liu Bei's land of virtue and benevolence, I swear that we will bring an end to Wei here and now. Sima Yi will not be an easy man to overcome. All forces proceed with caution.
Lord Wei Yun's orders are always so brusque.